guys, it's Parzival. I also go by Will, and I am back with another sketchbook tour. Now, this is a sketchbook that is very special to me, but I would also like to apologize for the physical quality of it. As you can see, it's a little bit more ragged than some of my other sketchbooks, and that is because, I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but I am pretty rough with my sketchbooks. Especially ones that are perfect bound like this. I like them to lay flat. I can bend their spine a lot. I will like thumb through them. I treat my sketchbooks a bit roughly. And this particular sketchbook was made by my sister, Broeck-en, whose channel and links I will put both on the screen here in an annotation or whatever the new things are called, like the little blip up at the right side of the screen, as well as in my description, because I want you to check her out. She is a very sweet person and a very fantastic artist. This on the cover is her character Cocoa. She is a magical girl, and basically she made this sketchbook by hand. Mind you, this isn't indicative of the quality of her sketchbooks. I got one of the first testers because I really like testing out sketchbooks. But I didn't really use this for several months upon getting it. And I don't know how that might have affected the quality because it moved around to different environments with me. It was a while before I actually started using it. It might have been the way that she made the sketchbook. There's a bunch of different factors. I'm also just really rough with my sketchbooks, so I don't want you guys to think that the quality of this is indicative of the quality of general, like, homemade sketchbooks or my sister's homemade sketchbooks either. This was very much a prototype that I tried out, and I kind of took it through the ringer a couple times. So yeah, as you can see, this is the notes on the bookbinding that I kept for myself. I started this May 1st, 2018, and ended this July 2nd. So that's basically That's basically about 2 months, and it's not for lack of trying. It's mostly just like I was at a point I got concerned that if I took this too many places, it would get worse. But yeah, this is a handcrafted book. It's not commercially produced, as you can see in this little blurbs. But honestly, I loved the paper that Chen used here. I'm not sure what it was. I know it says here that it was 160 GSM, and it's this is actually a lie. It was 60 sheets and 120 pages, not 30 sheets and 60 pages. But it was fantastic paper. Like, holy crap, I loved it so much. This was a bleed page. Well, this is actually just where I kept a bunch of post-it notes, and this was on a bleed page. And these were my sketchbook goals for the sketchbook. I didn't really get too many things in this sketchbook on this sketchbook goals, because generally I make this page and then I go through the sketchbook, but mostly I was more concerned about this sketchbook not falling apart than any of these sketchbook goals. So I don't know if I actually got many of these, but I certainly tried. And you can see here where, due to my roughness, I kind of just accidentally tore the entire front cover off of the spine of the sketchbook, and that's entirely my fault. But it did give me access to the spine in case I need to fix anything, which was good for me. And I started this with a mermaid drawing. I don't really participate in mermaid as such because sometimes I do the April drawing challenge and then I get burnt out from that. But I wanted to at least do one mermaid for mermaid. And this is my little sibling's character Ada as a mermaid. And I took this sketchbook to life drawing a lot, so I did get a lot of decent pose practice in here. And I really liked doing a bunch of gestures and then like sticking some color in the back of them. I thought that was really fun and really cool. So I had a lot of fun with all the gesture drawings I did for class since I started this. And you can see here where like some of the pages started to like separate from each other, so I reattached them with washi tape. I was actually pretty happy with this, especially the lines, but I'm not sure how I feel about the colors because it kind of feels like a weather map. But I definitely think I learned a lot from this, and I definitely am happy that I did this in the way I did. I definitely think that this one turned out a little bit better in terms of, like, actual how it looks physically, even though I don't particularly like the shading of this one as much either, but yeah. And then a bunch of just marker and brush pen doodles. These are actually in like a pit pen, a Faber-Castell brush pit pen, so it's a bit thicker, but it also still has the brush texture of it, and it's a nice color. Then I have some post-it doodles of my character Elian, and a little comic that I really, really like. It's kind of summarizes some of my feelings when I talk OCs with people. Then a art student lamb, just to make myself feel better about, like, bad sketches in my sketchbook. Another comic that I sketched, it ended up being turned into a physical form, a digital format, because I sketched it and then my little sibling lined it. Some more sketches with some light blue colored pencil that I was trying to use up. I believe it was one of those, like, non-photo blue pencils. And then a darker blue pencil. My character Cole, who, this was not quite Pride Month, but I was kind of just getting warmed up for it, so I drew my character Cole. And some post-it doodles of my friends' OCs and some of my OCs. So these two are mine. This is Levi and Tivo. And these belong to my friends. This is M and Benny. And I just stuck them in here with washi tape because, as I said, I did want to do more scrapbooking. And looking at this so far, I definitely was trying more to do some of that. You can see here where I glued the pages back together, but I kind of missed. So I accidentally glued the pages together. And I ended up using up this washi tape because as much as it's shiny, I didn't actually like the feel of it. It was very, very stiff. So I used this up. And I'm actually pretty happy that I was able to use it up, but also, like, I don't have to use it again, so that's good. This is a swatch page of some new zebra midliners that I got. I like the green, but these, admittedly, I don't like them as much as I like some other highlighters. I kind of felt underwhelmed by them. They're nice, but there's also, I feel, a lot of pastel highlighters that just work better. Like, I personally much prefer the Pilot Friction highlighters. But yeah, this was just a page of noting things that I want to finish. I did some background and tree practice. I designed some new armor for my character Elian for a spring redesign. I was going to redraw some of his art anyway for the RP group I'm in, so I figured while I'm at it, why not just redesign his armor for another outfit. More post-it doodles. This is my OC Matt, who I haven't drawn in a while. He's an AI. And then I have a bunch of quote pages here, so this is just inspirational ideas. So this is a playlist page, and this is just songs that I thought about that I wanted to draw when I listened to them. And a bunch of just weird quotes that I collected. These aren't full because I didn't find enough quotes just to fill them up entirely, but I like having pages like this in some of my bigger sketchbooks because then I can reference them later. These are some more sketches of characters from an RP group I was in called Hizose. Well, I still am in it, but it's not as active anymore. These are all quotes from t-shirts that I saw because I work in apparel, so sometimes I see a bunch of graphic tees and I like to write down the quotes that I see on them because they're weird and kind of funny. This is another Hizose drawing of another person's character. This is Bai, and the quote is from Agretzko. And another outfit doodle of Elian. This outfit was actually designed by my sibling TK, so I wanted to give his outfit a shot and color it in. Some more Elian sketches. This is just me being angry at stuff, so Elian was angry at stuff. Another fashion doodle. A drawing of my Gemsona Fusion, well, it's not Gemsona, but Gem Character Fusion War Machine. And I actually got to those song stuff. This is A Long Way to Tipperary with Elian. And it spans a few pages, and I just like drawing expressions and stuff to this, even if it's like, really simple, and it's not really an automatic, it's just fun. This is me trying to update my OC Daryl. And this is another comic that's kind of hard to read. And this is also for Jose, where my character Wayfarer, aka Trip, fought another character named Moa. More Daryl sketches. This is an Anthro Rabbit character I have that I was doodling because I want to get better at drawing Anthros. These are some art trades that I did. More Anthro characters. Some art for Prison of Leith again. This is Ada and Irian. And we are back with the art class studies. And this, I think, was one of the final pictures that we did for the day that I was actually pretty proud of. And it was just a really cool window pose, so I really wanted to silhouette that in the black. And then more Jose sketches in ballpoint pen. Another pencil sketch from Life Drawing. Which, again, this pose had such good curves. It was so fun to draw. Even more Life Drawing sketches. My characters Ludwig and Sadek. They're dating and Ludwig always feels sad. And Sandoval here, I think this was based on Adam Ruins Everything, and I just wanted to draw Sandoval saying that because it was a fun quote. This is more Life Drawing stuff. This, I believe I did in, like, fine liner or some sort of ink pen. Then I did some silhouettes to practice that, some face studies. And this I just went in straight in with some brush pen because I got some Tombow brush pens for my birthday from my brother, so I really want to try those out. They're really fun. You can see my swatch page of that here. And then here is a bunch of sketches of a lying down pose that I really wasn't getting. I didn't really like, so I just, whenever that happens, I just kind of scribble all over. If I'm not getting it, I just do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until I could get it. So that's what happened there. Some Daft Punk doodles. I was really feeling funky, I believe, at this week's art life drawing class, so I think I just kind of scribbled around as much as possible. I toned my paper with green highlighter and then drew on top of that. I don't think I was actually super happy with as much as I was doing, but that also meant that I was experimenting more because I didn't give a shit about how it looked, so long as I was just trying things out. Here's a Dativo as Marshall Lee. Don't know why I was doing that, but I think it's a fun concept. And we had a Neoland session again, and this one was a semi-canonical beach episode. So we ended up sticking the council into a giant inner tube of Get Along. Lamb got hit by a giant inflatable beach ball. Carol said, "Who needs weapons when you got these guns?" And I thought that was really funny, so I decided to draw that one since this poor dwarf doesn't get any love. Of course, I had to draw Gus's in a stupid old-timey swimsuit. And Lamb ended up just picking him up and throwing him in the ocean at the end of session, because we were curious to see if he could swim, if he floats, because he's a noodle man, so he would be a cool noodle. Some sketches of Tivo. This is where I started to draw everything June, and I started late because it was June 13th when I started, but I figured it'd be a cool thing that I could do to just practice some gesture poses, because I hadn't really done that for a while. And, like, it was a thing that I don't usually use photo references. I prefer life drawing, because photo references are really hard for me to draw from, because the lens just flattens them out, and there's something about having a live model there that's so different. But I figured it would be good for pose practice. Then Luke and Lamb discussing his birthday. Lamb was trying to do the cheesy "I'm your birthday present" joke, and Luke was not having that. Then I have some more. I am sorry about that. My phone ran out of space. I was talking about these two, which is Post-it Doodles from my friend Earl, and then Bus Ticket. My OC Sage, and a couple doodles of some OCs that I have, Regina and Aurelia, that I haven't drawn very often. Then a bunch of really cute Rosalie and Luke doodles, because I got the old recording of the Neolands episode where Luke was first introduced. and apparently his name was originally Lars, and, like, no one remembered what his name was. We just knew it was, like, 4 letters and started with L, so eventually it became Luke, because that's what we thought it was. And so I decided to make canon that Rosalie thought his name was Lars at first, and because Rosalie at the time, as a character, was really, really bad with names and faces, and was also just not great at understanding, like, social cues. And then in that recording, Rosalie tried to pick Luke up. But yeah, I got the old recording of the Neolands episodes, and they're so cute. Another Daryl. This is another comic from that Neolands episode where Rosalie was looking at a giant ball of wax and just said that Luke couldn't even hit this because Luke was having a really shitty time trying to hit targets that day. These were old Neolands quotes that I found. Warm-up prompts that I didn't really get through, but I had just in case. More Draw Everything June. A shirtless Vale in a cape, and I think this was a prompt from my cousin's stage. Me dying from the heat wave because we hadn't quite gotten AC yet. Some more pose studies. A new witch character I have. A picture, a mini comic of Levi, where I thought it would be funny to make a joke about how he doesn't talk. So I figured that it would be a cute comic to just have him be talking about phone troubles, since he's mute. I got a new outfit for Rosalie and Luke and Elian through Outfit Adopt, so I want to draw them in it because I think it was cute. Some more Draw Everything June, some more art class. More art class. Rosalie as a Wraith was another prompt, and apologies for that page is coming off. You can see what I mean by I was kind of rough with this sketchbook. Pages are just kind of falling out. I did try and glue the pages back in using some book glue, but didn't always work. Another bus ticket. An angry Luke. Some more pose. No, this one was like shape studies, actually, I believe. Some more just scrapbook stuff in. There was a stamp that I liked from a letter I got. A post-it note with some concepts for a song, AU. A ticket from my birthday party. This was the business card of the escape room we went to. Me trying to draw a dragon. This is some 90-second gestures from life drawing class. Just stick that in there. More life drawing class. I've had some silhouettes. Concepts for my character Aurelia again. More life drawing class. This is when the model was standing for a demo, and I wasn't really watching the demo because it was something that I already knew since it's just like community class, and so I just used that time to just sketch out some gestures. This is a lovely pose that I had. It was a really difficult angle, but I thought I had a lot of fun with this one, and I learned a lot from drawing this. This is more Draw Everything June. More of just drawing my characters. This was actually a life drawing that I turned into, like, my character. So it's a little bit more, like, anatomically weird than some of my other stuff, because I was kind of just doing some stuff based on the kind of bland pose the model was doing. More Draw Everything June. And this is the start of me drawing some art fight stuff, though at the time I didn't realize I stamped it wrong because it was supposed to be April 1st because it was like after midnight, but at the time art fight wasn't yet up and running, so oops. And I didn't realize that I was stamping the wrong date until like the end of the sketchbook, because I believe I had a weird sleep schedule that day, so I woke up at like 10 in the evening and I started drawing some stuff, and art fight was ready to go soon, and as soon as it went up I was drawing characters from my friends' art fight stuff regardless of what team they were on. But then what happened with art fight was that the server crashed the first day, so for the first like 26 hours, 36 hours, no one could actually get on the site. Here's some more hand gestures, more Aurelia. Yeah, see, you can see here it says June 2nd. This is more art fight stuff. And that's what, because, like, it goes from June 30th to July 2nd, because I was stamping the wrong date. More art fight. More art fight. I love art fight because I just love drawing everyone's OCs and just trying new stuff. And I made it a point this year to try and draw some more feral OCs, because I'm very, very bad at drawing animals. But I wanted to try, so I'm making it a point to at least make some more attempts and stuff like that. So, yeah. This is a sketchbook that I'm actually really happy to have worked in, even though it's kind of falling apart because I treated it a bit too roughly, and I didn't do a lot of stuff that was actually on my list of things to do. But I think it turned out to be a good sketchbook, and I'm very happy with it. So, yeah. Thank you for joining me for this sketchbook tour. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, you can put those in the description down below. I also have links to my sister who made the sketchbook in the description. And if you want to support me, I have a Patreon where you can donate. It's basically my tip jar, and for $1 a day, you get access to my daily sketch dumps. Awesome. So, again, thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!